Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about Thailand. I think this might be only like the second time, and I just kind of threw it in there and wanted to explain what it is about Thailand, why I'm going, where this idea came from. And so, about 12 years ago, when I was in grad school, we went on a cross cultural trip to Thailand. And I absolutely loved it. I loved the people. The people resonated with me. They were so kind, they were smiling. It was amazing. And I was so welcomed there by no matter what province we were in. And we started off in Chiang Mai at Payap University. And the funny thing, I remember when I was there, how as the trip was ending, I was getting sad. I didn't want to leave. And I loved the children that were there, the adults. I loved the heat. Oh my God, when the last place we were in was Bangkok, and when I got home, I had a complete peel from the heat and I had the clearest skin you could imagine. Wow, I lost weight when I was there, like automatically weight like fell off of me, but I digress, okay? But it was the culture, it was the language, it was the sawadika, and that's just how I am anyway. And so that the culture and the people really resonated with me. And when I got home, I I wanted to go back, and I tried to figure out ways I could go back. I thought of going to Payap University. I actually tried to do a degree in peace studies, but that didn't resonate with me then. And I felt called to finish my master's in divinity and go on and serve, as an ordained minister or serve in the church or serve something. I wasn't even really sure, So I forgot about it. I just forgot about it. And I've got, my Thailand Buddha that hangs up on the wall here that I look at all the time. And serving in this last church I worked in, Buddhism really started to resonate with me, and my sermons were beginning to sound more Buddhist than Christian. And then I started to study Buddhism. I signed up for Discovering Buddhism, and then but couldn't go because of my job. I had a meeting every night on a Tuesday when the classes were, and I was just starting to want to put together my altar with my teachers on it, and all of those things you put on an altar in Buddhism. And then I just felt Thailand calling me back. I just felt it calling me back. Things weren't going well in my job. It started off really well, the usual pet the threat kind of situation. And the disrespect, I just couldn't do it anymore. It happened over and over again, and it's just a pattern. It's a pattern in the universe that this happens to me. It's not any of my fault. It's a pattern that's in the universe around my working in predominantly white congregations. And I have to learn from that pattern. And I realized recently that I'm good at my job. I'm great at being a pastor. I'm an excellent writer, an excellent preacher. I love people, really love people, but I didn't really like that job. And so that's that. And so I know one thing that I'm called to now is writing. And so I want to go to Thailand. I want to study Buddhism. I want to study the Thai language, and I want to write. That's what I want. And I want peace. I can't afford to live here. I couldn't afford to live here when I was working, and I made a 6-figure income. My total package was good. I had a good total package, not enough for living in Silicon Valley, but I couldn't go out to dinner every night or once a week or anything like that, but once a month I could go out for dinner with friends, right? So it wasn't the money, but it's still not enough to live on here in California. And there's nowhere else in the United States of America I want to live other than California. So the only other place that I would want to live is Thailand, because I just love Thailand. And so many Black people have gone there. Things aren't the greatest here. And I just feel distressed. I feel stressed, and I don't want to live here anymore. And so I am going to Thailand. I'm retiring in Thailand. I quit my last call on April 1st. I walked out the resistance to my leadership, and it isn't because I'm not qualified. I actually am qualified from my secular work and from my church work. I am an amazing pastor and minister and supervisor of staff. And so it's the resistance to leadership. It's all in my dissertation. And that work just came alive there for me. And I just didn't want to do it anymore. It's demoralizing what they do in those communities. And you just feel like, the unqualified DEI hire. And it's just ridiculous. So I left immediately, and I've never done that in a church call before, but I had to go or it was going to kill me. They were going to kill me if I didn't go. And I really practiced silence, pausing in silence and not responding to anything. And I actually did really, really well considering some of the things that were said to me in my short time there. And I really understand that there was nothing that I did, I won't take responsibility for other people's bad behavior. And so that's, April 1st, and here we are now towards the end of May, and I will be heading out in July sometime, and I'm really excited to be there. Some things I'm afraid of. I'm concerned about the heat. It's so hot. I'm not concerned about being alone because I do that anyway. I've been on my own now for over 8 years now. I've been single, and I have friends here and there, but I don't have anyone that's like with me all the time except for my dog. And so, yeah, I have some fears. I have like health concerns, but I'd have those here. And to have those in Thailand is the best place to be because they have phenomenal health care, and the system is not slant against people of color. And so that's really wonderful. They're very race neutral in a different way than here in the States with color blindness. Color blindness here is different. We don't see that you're Black. We just see how wonderful you are. And then they can't see the bias, the racial bias in which we experience and the unconscious bias that they have. And so it's just not like that in Thailand. There's really no racism there. If you're being stared at, it's because they haven't seen anyone that looks like you before, and it's just a whole different experience from being here in the States. And I'm looking forward to the peace and the serenity, and I just can't wait to get there, and the lower cost of living. And I will never say it's cheap to live in Thailand. That's so disrespectful. It's less expensive than the States, and you have to be really careful with that and not take advantage of the Thai people and not be disrespectful of the Thai people or that country. We are visitors there, and that's really very important. So I am grateful to be able, that I will be able to afford to have a decent life, a good life there on my Social Security and my very small pension from the UCC, and that's a whole nother video. But I'm really, really grateful that I have the support. I'm in alignment with this, and when you're in alignment, things just happen. And that's a whole nother video, how things fell into alignment since I made this decision. And I'm just really excited to go, and I'm almost finished clearing out my apartment. I should be ready. My last day here is the 28th. I move into my temporary housing on July 1st, and I have to get an Airbnb for 4 days. I'll probably be up in Mill Valley somewhere. And yeah, I just can't wait to be there. It just kind of feels surreal, like it's not gonna happen. And so with that kind of thinking, I have to be careful that I don't sabotage my own trip. And every day I just do something, to move towards my goal to be in Thailand. So anyway, more to come later. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being on this journey with me. Bye-bye.